Hi, welcome to Make It with Alice, all things communications here on this channel. And today we're going to talk about why you get triggered. This is important for those of you that are having uncomfortable conversations and you notice yourself getting triggered. Now, we need to understand this. When somebody does something and it triggers you, it has nothing to do with that person. So we need to separate the idea from the person. This concept is important to understand your own body, your own limitations, and also a way of practicing emotional intelligence. Some of us have grown up in households where we were not allowed to use our voice, where we had limitations of communication. So when we went out into the world and we were met with challenging situations, we shut down. We didn't know how to express our needs, how to express our emotions. And this happens to all of us. When it comes to triggers, know that it has nothing to do with the person that has triggered something inside of you. So we cannot attach a feeling to that person unless that person deliberately is trying to hurt you. Most of the times they're not. They don't know any better. They don't know your history and you don't know their history. What you think is a habit or something that happened that's negative, that person thinks it's positive. For example, you tell a joke and that joke is something that didn't land too well in your family. But the person that you're telling the joke to might receive it better because they grew up in a household of jokes. And that's it. It's a sign of endearment if they tell you a joke. For you, it's an assault. It's an attack. And the reason why I'm explaining that the trigger is something that comes from your past, and it's something that's automatic. It's something that you cannot explain because it automatically happens. It's somatic. It's stored in your cell, in your cellular memory. So the best thing that you can do when you're triggered is to observe it. Number one, notice that it's happening. And instead of making the person uncomfortable or being upset with the person, explain, hey, when you do this, I'm triggered because of this experience. To help them become aware why you're triggered. It's up to the person to adjust their course. It's up to the person you're talking to have enough emotional intelligence to say, thank you for letting me know, I won't do it again. That person also may not be aware, so you can't expect them to behave differently. You could only control your behaviors and your own patterns. You can't control the behavior of another person. What you can do is how you respond, how you communicate, how you show up. And you hope that the other person has your best intentions. If they do not, an example of them not having your best intention is that if you explain to them why you're triggered and they keep doing it, we're going down the wrong road. That is not a friend. That is not somebody that has your best interests in mind. Or there's somebody who is not aware. And if we impose our belief system onto them or our will or our principles, we're being selfish. Because we're asking someone to do something differently if they have no capacity to even understand what they have done. And some people are like that. They really don't have enough emotional intelligence to understand what they did wrong, even if you explain it to them 100 times. In this situation, you can walk away. You can politely decline. You can choose not to communicate. Silence also works. It doesn't always work though. So if you communicate, this is my trigger, and the person does not respond with acknowledgement and say, I understand where you're coming from, you need to reevaluate that relationship. Of course, if they trigger you and they have no idea why, and that's a conversation you must have. I know it's uncomfortable and you probably don't want to have it because in your body you feel uncomfortable, unsafe, and you have like butterflies in your stomach or you have a headache. But guess what? If it's not that person that you communicate the trigger to, it'll be the next one. And another person will create that trigger again. Because we're people. We mirror behaviors. We mirror each other. We mirror each other's insecurities. We mirror each other's happiness. Notice if I'm happy, you all of a sudden start smiling. If I'm grumpy, you all of a sudden move away from me. This is human behavior. So the best thing to do is to communicate those triggers, and then hopefully that person will respect it. And if they don't, you can move on. But you have to have enough courage to speak your truth. Few people could argue with your truth. Truth is powerful. It's grounding. It has a calming energy. It's not chaotic. It's not all over the place because it's grounded. So try practicing communicating your triggers and see where it takes you. We end each episode with do the best that you can every day. And remember, if you need one-on-one instructions for communication, you can book a class with me on Superprof or Preply. It's in the description.